His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, he wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million.
Mike Tyson has received an astonishing $700 million offer from Saudi Arabia for a rematch against Jake Paul, with Mara confirming the details of this lucrative proposal for Tyson's return to the ring. Fans are furious over the first rigged fight, and who wouldn't want to see Tyson return to the ring and knock out Jake Paul after that absurd debacle?
Such an incredible fight, and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something to surprise or not. We have a lot to fight.
The first match barely earned $20 million, but now we're looking at $700 million, a massive leap. While it may seem like just another flashy cash grab, and we all know the last fight was as authentic as a reality TV script, my research reveals there's actually science behind this madness.
Kid, when he was the champ, it was like people don't understand what a champ he was. Like he wasn't just the heavyweight champion of the world, he was an executioner.
Mike Tyson, once the undisputed king of the ring, feared by all and revered by even more, has made his return to boxing at 58. But if you're buying into the for the love of the game narrative, I've got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. This comeback isn't about passion, it's all about the money. Now Tyson faces Jake Paul in a rematch. It's a clash of nostalgia and controversy, with Tyson stepping into the ring against one of the most polarizing figures in boxing today.
Wasn't the Tyson-Jake fight, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
25 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40.
Let's be clear, Tyson's return to the ring has always been more about the money than the glory. Sure, the man can still throw a punch, but let's not kid ourselves. He's not coming back to revive the Iron Mike persona. He's coming back because there's a small fortune to be made, and guess what? The payoff is bigger than anyone could have imagined. Tyson's just received an offer for a rematch with Jake Paul, but it's not just any offer. It's a staggering $700 million. That's right, $700 million. If you thought boxing was about two fighters duking it out for pride, you've missed the memo. This fight isn't about sport, it's about spectacle. It's about turning the world into a global stage for Saudi Arabia to flex its muscles in the world of sports, making a bold statement that goes far beyond the ring.
Is he a legitimate boxer?
A legitimate boxer, yes. People mocked me when I was saying that before, but now I think people are coming around.
So why Jake Paul, the YouTube star turned boxer, has somehow managed to turn a controversial career into a highly profitable one? Love him or hate him, Jake Paul's fights have always been one big circus, a spectacle designed to make money and get people talking. Every time he steps into the ring, it's not just about fighting, it's about drama, selling pay-per-views, and getting people to tune in, not because they expect a technical masterpiece, but because they want to see if Jake Paul will finally get knocked out by someone who isn't Ben Askren or Tyron Woodley. And now we have a $700 million rematch on the horizon. But hold on, there's a twist. This isn't just some fight created for the drama. The rematch isn't being promoted by any typical boxing organization. It's being spearheaded by Saudi Arabia. Yes, you read that right. Saudi Arabia is taking the reins.
A lot of things about this.
You're just a big fight fan.
Yeah,
You love boxing.
yeah.
Yes. Why? Where did that come from?
From the youngest generation.
Saudi Arabia has made a bold entry into the boxing world, and they're here to make a statement. Turkey Al-Sheikh, head of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority, is the mastermind behind this massive $700 million deal. Al-Sheikh, the man who brought WWE to the kingdom and lured Cristiano Ronaldo to the Saudi Pro League, now has his sights set on shaking up boxing. Why would Saudi Arabia shell out such an enormous sum for a Tyson versus Paul rematch? Because this is bigger than just two fighters. It's part of a larger vision to dominate global sports and elevate Saudi Arabia's presence on the world stage.
Such an incredible fight, and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something to surprise or not. We have a lot to fight before, and in the kingdom we are focusing in a lot of things.
Saudi Arabia is determined to become the global epicenter of sports entertainment, aiming to host the biggest events in every sport on their turf. Tyson versus Paul is just the cherry on top of this ambitious plan to position the kingdom as the future hub of global sports. The fight has everything: drama, hype, controversy, and a price tag that's enough to make anyone's head spin. It's the perfect way for Saudi Arabia to kick off its sports revolution. But here's the catch. Tyson's real fans, the ones who remember when he could knock opponents out in a blink of an eye, know the truth. then you know Tyson's return isn't about rediscovering his passion for boxing or making a triumphant comeback. No, this is a calculated move. It's an opportunity to cash in on nostalgia and create one last massive payday, capitalizing on his legendary status and the spectacle of the fight.
Mike Tyson has a puncher's chance against anybody. Mike's 58 years old.
Tyson may still have the charisma, but let's be honest, he's not the same fighter he once was. The punches he throws today are more about creating buzz than truly intimidating his opponent. If you think this is a glimpse of the old Tyson, think again. This comeback has all the hallmarks of a cash grab. While the glitz and glamour may fool some fans, the real ones aren't buying it. Then there's Jake Paul, the man whose entire career is built on spectacle and controversy. Whether he's mocking opponents or calling out legends, Jake Paul knows how to get people talking. He's turned boxing into his own soap opera, keeping his name in the headlines at all costs.
Such an incredible fight, and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something is surprise or not. We have a lot to fight before, and in the kingdom we are focusing in a lot of things.
Now Jake Paul is being offered a shot at one of the greatest fighters ever, and if he wins, it'll be the crowning achievement of his career. A victory would legitimize him as more than just a social media sensation. But if he loses, it's hard to see how he walks away without losing some serious credibility. Still, Jake Paul isn't stupid. He knows that no matter what happens, the payday and attention are more than worth it. This fight isn't really about the punches or the knockout blow. It's about the spectacle, the money, the hype, and the media circus. The event itself is what will break records, not the fight in the ring.
He's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul. And it's all coming from...
Let's break this down further. The $700 million isn't just for the fighters. This is an investment in one of the largest marketing campaigns the world has ever seen. Saudi Arabia isn't just paying for Tyson and Paul, but for the entire event, from promotion and marketing to global broadcasting, sponsorships, and media blitzes. Now let's take a real look at Mike Tyson's legacy. At 58, he's no longer the fighter he once was. Tyson may still have a few punches left, but he's far from the dominant force that once terrorized the heavyweight division in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah, I maintain that in the time where he was champion, like the 2 or 3 years where he was at his best, he's the greatest fighter of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Whether you love or hate him, Jake Paul has managed to carve out a controversial career in boxing, driven more by spectacle than substance. From YouTube pranks to increasingly polarizing matches, Paul has built a reputation for generating attention. Now he's facing Tyson in a rematch. If Jake were to pull off an upset and beat Tyson at 58, it could be a career-defining moment for him. But let's be clear, this wouldn't be a legitimate triumph in the eyes of true boxing fans. It's more about drama and spectacle than any real boxing achievement.
Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Tyson versus Paul may sell tickets, but for boxing purists, it's a spectacle that cheapens the sport. Fans who appreciate the art of boxing, the skill, discipline, and true legacy of fighters will see this for what it really is, a glorified sideshow, not a legitimate fight. A win for Jake Paul won't silence his critics or prove his legitimacy as a boxer. It will only deepen the divide between genuine boxing talent and the spectacle-driven circus that has come to dominate the sport's mainstream coverage.
Jake needs these guys. Jake needs Tyson and needs all these other people, because that you know, everybody's going to tune in to hope that Mike Tyson knocks him out.
Boxing deserves better than this, and so do the fans. If Tyson is truly serious about his legacy, he should stay retired instead of chasing one last payday that only serves to tarnish the sport. So what happens next? Well, we don't have an official announcement yet, but the negotiations are already heating up. Tyson, at 58, has a lot to consider. Can he physically handle it? Does he even want to step back in the ring against someone like Jake Paul? Then there's the issue of Jake's schedule and the logistics of organizing an event of this size. Let's not kid ourselves. This is a massive operation. Social media will play a crucial role in all of this. Both Tyson and Jake are masters at building hype online, and you can bet that they'll use their platforms to ensure the world is watching. Twitter wars, Instagram posts, TikToks is going to be the digital event of the century. So, is this fight inevitable or just another pipe dream in the world of spectacle-driven boxing? We don't know for sure, but one thing's for certain. If this fight happens, the world will be watching and its impact will be felt for years to come.